beautiful, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this video where we are going to try out Hatice Schmidt Labs. This is going to be the first time of me trying this brand. I'm super excited. We're going to be trying out the bronzer, the highlighter, and the eyeshadow. We're just going to see if this is a new and fun, well, at least new to me, European indie brand, and I'm super excited to be trying out. So if you're interested, do stay tuned, and if you have not been there before, hello! My name is Angie, I'm a lover of fashion and makeup, especially colorful things. We are definitely doing something colorful today, and if you want to see some more makeup content on your timeline, if you want to see more colorful things on your timeline, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Hatice Schmidt. I hope. Listen, German, not one of my languages. I've read French for 5 years, still not very good at French. But I'm somewhat okay, at least, with pronouncing French, Italian, somewhat Spanish, but German, for some reason, I am the worst. I did get some help from one of my subscribers, though. Thank you so much for helping me out with pronouncing, so I'm at least not 1,000,000% butchering her name. Hatice Schmidt is a German influencer, and she has her own makeup brand that is called Hatice Schmidt Labs. I did talk about one of their products in my new makeup releases, and then she did reach out to me and ask me if she could send me some things to try out in PR, so I did get a very generous PR package from the brand. I got 3 bronzers, which is the new product, and I got 3 highlighters, also the new product. I also did get one of the eyeshadow palettes. I got the Holy eyeshadow palette. She also has a Day eyeshadow palette. It's a neutral one. So rude with the background noise. That palette is sold out right now, but I did get this one. This one is so up my alley. Like, look at this color story. It's like red and yellow and a bunch of blues and purple, and it's a little hinge, smidge of neutral, so I am super excited about this. Like I said, I did get these in PR. I got 3 of the bronzers. I got the fair one, the light one, and the medium one. There's also 2 more shades. There's a tan and a deep one. The one that I'm gonna be using today is the medium one. I probably could use the light one as well. As you can see in the pictures, the fair one is like my skin color. And then when it comes to the highlighters, like the embossing of all of these products are so beautiful. I got the fair one, the light one, and the medium. There's also a deep one, so there's a 4th deeper shade. I think I will be using the medium one here as well. The fair ones I will be giving away. I swatched them here just so you can get like a feel of these products because I want to be helpful for you, but I will be giving the fair ones away because, like you could see, like the fair bronzer is like my skin tone and like the inside of my arm. It just makes no sense. These highlighters and these bronzers, I thought that these were gonna be more of a baked gelée formula, but they're actually not that firmly pressed. It was actually quite easy to pick them up, both with my finger, and I tried a bit with my brush as well. These highlighters and bronzers are available now on the site. They are 34.95 euros. The eyeshadow palette, both of the eyeshadow palettes are, I think, 54.95, and like I said, this is the one that's in stock right now. The other one is out of stock when I'm filming this, but check the link down below to see what's in stock and not. This is not a sponsored video, but like I said, I did get these sent to me as PR, so we're gonna be trying all of them out on the website. By the way, the website is beautiful. All the promo pictures, the swatch pictures, everything looks stunning. I don't know why I haven't checked this website before, because the website looks absolutely amazing. Like, do check out the website. But the website also says lips and brows, and it says coming soon, so I guess there are some more products coming soon. I will link both the website and Hatice Schmidt's YouTube channel down below. It is in German though, but I mean, she is super famous in Germany from what I gather, so this is not me like introducing you to her. If you understand German, you probably already know who she is. But I'm super excited to be trying this brand out because you always tell me that you want to see more European brands on my channel. I am in Sweden, so we are gonna zoom in. I do have my favorite foundation, my favorite powder on, so I know that if anything of this is not jiving, I'm also gonna be using one of my favorite eye primers, so I know that if anything is not jiving with me, I know it's not the foundation, I know it's not the powder, like I know these things. So let's zoom in and let's start. Oh, I'm also wearing a red lipstick. I will link all of this down below, all the things that's already on my face, but I felt like I wanted to do a red lipstick. This is the Zara Cosmetics Immortal Liquid Lipstick because I felt like a red lipstick because I kinda, this doesn't match my nails at all, but I kind of feel like I want to do blue and red because I've already swatched this palette as I'm filming this. Usually I swatch the palette after I do my look because I want to have a first impression, but when I looked at this palette, I wasn't sure what kind of textures there was in here, so I swatched it just so I wouldn't get any surprises. Both of these are like satin, like almost cream to powder. They're almost a little bit creamy in the texture, but they're not matte. This one is more of a satin, and this is more like it has some sparkle to it. It's like a burgundy, but you already saw it, but they were more creamy. So I kind of want to use both of these and just see what I can do. That's why I put on the red lipstick, because I was like, let's do blue and red with red lips. Listen, people tell you that you cannot do bold eyes and bold lips. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Go for it. Do it. Yes, you can. I'm gonna use my favorite bronzer brush. This is an 05 by Refer, and I am gonna go into the medium shade. This had a little warmth to it, but I didn't feel like it looked too warm, and it had a little bit of a satin finish when I swatched it. This goes on so pretty. Okay. And it's not like you can see, it's not crazy pigmentation straight out of the bat, which is a nice formula to me. I like when cheek products are, I love a satin finish first of all, but I also like when they are not too pigmented straight off the bat, but when they're still buildable, because that leaves me to decide how much I want. It has a little bit of a terracotta, almost warm undertone, rather than a yellow undertone. I personally prefer when something has a little bit of a yellow undertone, because that fits my complexion better. I also have a pretty wide face, so I try to use some down here as well. Make sure that you're sculpting your face according to what like your face shape actually is. I am gonna use, there's no blush in this collection so far. I'm guessing there might be in the future, but I'm gonna use some of the Vive blush in Piazza. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of this because it has that same terracotta tone. I'm just using a little bit more to get that sunburnt look now that the bronzer is a little bit red toned. I think that this could be really pretty. Now let's get into the highlighter. Like I said, I'm using the medium highlighter, and I'm just gonna use the Nabla highlighting brush, which is a highlighter I really, really like. It picks up really good. Oh, that is pretty. Do I feel like it's not glittery or like really sparkly, but it's also more of a powder formula than a creamy formula. So I'm pretty sure that if I spray my face, I could probably build this up even more. I love the medium shade though. I think that I love a highlighter that's like a warm glow on my skin, so it's not too icy, and I don't like something that has a lighter base than my skin color, because I don't like a highlighter to be lighter. I want it to just be glowy. So I tend to choose highlighters that are normally meant for a not deeper skin tone than mine, but I'm sure that I could get a really nice highlighted effect with the light one as well. I just prefer when they're like a little more warmer and it's not giving that lighter sheen or like look or cast on my face. I don't like using highlighters like that. I don't know if this makes sense. I'm gonna use a little bit of setting spray, and I'm just gonna take a little bit more. Yeah. You could definitely build this a bit to get it to be super blinding if you just use a little bit of setting spray. I like highlighters that are like this because it means that they're versatile. Some highlighters, they just have that blinding, like you can't do anything but make it blinding. This one, I mean, it looks really nice. I love how this looks on the skin. Yeah, definitely a fan. And this medium one, I think it looks really good on the face. I can't see it here, but then the glow comes. Really like it. I'm gonna put on a little bit of the Natasha Denona eye primer, and then we can dig into the shadows. I wanna start with this red shadow. It is a cream to matte. I think it's a cream to matte. It's called Infernum. I think I'm gonna have something stiffer than this. That's what she said. But maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. I just really want to use this as a base. Yes, really want to use this as a base on my lids, and I'm gonna work this into my crease as well. This is a wide shader E59 by Sigma. It's very stiff, and I'm really picking up of this pigment. And I am gonna put this all over the lid. I'm gonna use this as a base. All over the lid. And into the crease. And then I think I'm gonna use the brush that I had before to just diffuse this. Because I want to build a little bit on top of this with both the blues and the purple. Okay, that escalated quickly. Send help. This is not meant to be like super precise. I'm just using this as a base. You can see there's a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm gonna use this Venom, this like burgundy on a small fluffy brush. And I am just gonna use that to deepen up the outer corner. That's a really pretty shade. And these kind of burgundies, first of all, this looks beautiful on top of this like cream to powder base, because usually that makes powders really show up on top, because it acts almost like if you put a metallic on underneath. Metallic shadows are beautiful to like layer on top of because they just have that grip, but also like these kind of plums or like purples go so well together with reds. So yeah, that looks really, really beautiful. I'm just gonna have a bit of depth and darkness out here in the outer corner. I'm not gonna bring it in here. We're gonna use some other shades there. I mean, that is really, really stunning, super stunning. Just the smallest amount of fallout. Let me actually take a dense brush for my lower lash line, if I can find something. I'm gonna use something like this. It's just a small dense brush. I'm using, pronunciation, Acquer. This blue, very creamy shade that I also feel is like a bit of a cream to powder. I'm gonna run that on my entire lower lash line. This one does produce a little bit of fallout. If you know anything about me, I'm cleaning the brush, you know that I am a big fan of dramatic eye looks. And if you don't know that, now you know. Big fan of dramatic eye looks. Okay, the first shade that my eye was drawn to when I opened this palette was this one, Heaven. Because it truly looks like heaven. It is like a grayish blue periwinkle duochrome, super like glittery like texture. And when I swatched it, it swatched like heaven. So I am gonna take some on the same brush that I used under my eyes. I am gonna spray it because I want it to be as opaque as possible, and I'm gonna put that on top of this blue. I believe in layering shadows, and that's why I love topper shadows so much, because I feel like it's so beautiful to layer, and it makes the shadows different depending on what you put them on top of. So pretty. I also did use some of this Venom in the outer corner here on my lower lash line, so I'm gonna do that on the other side as well. I forgot. I think I'm gonna take it on my finger, and I am gonna put it on here as well, on top of the red, to see how that looks. That is so pretty. And like I said, I wasn't too thorough with the red because I told you I was gonna cover it up, and I'm basically gonna tap this all over. Wow, that really transformed that. So beautiful. That is so smoky and grungy, and I love some glitter and shimmer action all over. I think I'm just gonna... Now I'm just using whatever's left, and I'm just tapping to get that effect all over. Oh, that is so cool when it's just fading out. Oh, that is so cool. I really like that. I mean, of course you could be more precise if you wanted to, and this is a look in itself, but I was just feeling the grungy layering moment. But you can see both of these really cool. Both of these super pretty. You could have just put some blue on here if you didn't want to go all over. I am gonna put this on the other eye as well, and I think I'm gonna do some black liner, and we'll see how it all looks. I haven't had a liquid liner on in a hot minute. I feel like I haven't had a wing in so long. I just haven't been feeling it, but I was feeling it today. Are you bored? That is my dog sign, not my husband. I will say, a lot of people are gonna look at this look and be like, no, the 80s called, they want it back, send it back, we don't want it. But I will say that listen, this is the whole thing with my channel. Experiment, try something new. I used to do all shimmer looks so much before, and this kind of a toppery shade, they're so perfect at like layering on top of shadows, and you still keep the dimension of the shadows underneath. Like you can still see that it's darker here and that it's got a reddish tint. Like you can still keep the dimension of the shadows underneath and the tone of them, but then you just build and create dimension. And I am living for this 80s throwback moment. I know some of you want to send it back to the 80s, maybe even 70s disco, if I'm gonna be honest, but I love trying out new things. I love wearing different looks. I'm not here to try and be a perfect 10. I'm already a perfect 10. I'm a perfect 10 without makeup. I am here to have fun, and this was fun. This is why I love topper shadows, because you can create this. I feel like Hannah Louise Poston, not as good, but I'm like channeling my inner Hannah Louise Poston glitter all the way up to the eyebrow look, and I am here for it. Really enjoyed working with this. I'm just having fun, which is the main thing. It's the main thing. It's to have fun with your makeup. Okay, so the look is finished. I did use a bit of the Prance eyeliner by Colourpop. It's been my favorite for, I don't know, 4 years now. So yeah, it's still going strong. I really like this look, and I love how different the look is. It is very... Someone bring me a brush. It is very different for being me, but this is the kind of look that I used to do a lot before, and I'm kind of happy that these topper shades and like an all more glittery, sparkly, dimensional look, it's kind of coming back. And I will say that this palette, first of all, from what I used, really nice quality. And also, this palette has something that I like, and if you've been on this channel before, the thing that I like the most with palettes, and the thing that I have said will bring palettes to the next stage. Like, how can you make palettes amazing when there are so many palettes out there? By bringing in different textures within a palette. This is a 9-pan palette, but it has 4 mattes, 2 creamy shades with some shimmer dimension to them, and then it has 3 like glittery, not like pressed glitter, but glittery metallics that are sheer enough to be a topper like here, but can also be built up if you want them to be more opaque. And that is the kind of shimmers that I like. It's the kind of shimmers that you find in like Kaleidos, for example, or Oden's Eye has some of these formulas as well. I love that, and I just love that in this palette, even though it's a 9-pan, you still have 3 different formulas. And these more creamy shades can be used, like you can see here, as more of a base to build on. And that is the exact same way that I like using the cream to powder that you can find in Natasha Denona palettes as well. They are just perfect to build on. So I think that this is a really fun palette. I love the color story. It's very unique, it's very different, but still goes together. And so far, I really enjoy it. The highlighter and the bronzer looks beautiful. I do prefer, personally, a bronzer that's a little bit more yellow-leaning than red-leaning, but these more red-leaning bronzers do tend to look really neutral and more like natural on most people on the skin. It's just that I have a preference that I prefer something that's more yellow-leaning. The fair bronzer is more cool tone, not like it's a gray bronzer, but it definitely doesn't have any of that orange, like, warmth in it. So I think that it actually will be really pretty if you have a very fair undertone, because I know that sometimes bronzers that are too warm can look really weird and like Cheetos like on a fair skin tone. So I think the undertone, that one is really pretty, although I will say have not tried it myself because I do not have a cool undertone and I do not have fair skin, but just based on what I saw. So I think the formula, both of the bronzer and the highlighter, are really nice as well. It was easy to put on the skin, it was easy to build up, You could manipulate the highlighter to be more or less glowy depending on what you wanted. And the bronzer was easy to build up, but it was also more sheer going on. So it depended on if you wanted more a harsh result or something more like easy and transparent, like what you would like to have. So I really liked that formula. It was easy to pick up on a brush as well. I thought that this was going to be one of those big jelly formulas that you had to really like work your brush in. That was not the formula that I got. So all in all, I'm really impressed with trying out these things. Of course, I will, as always, be trying out these things a bit more, and I will report back to you in an upcoming like review roundup. I do a monthly review roundup where I just round up all the things that I have been trying for the past month, and I just let you know what I think about them, ranking them from my least favorite to my new holy grail basically. So if you're interested in seeing what I think about this in the future, don't forget to subscribe to be notified about that. And if you're interested in seeing more videos as well, don't forget to subscribe, because I will have a video tomorrow as well, and that is going to be my new makeup releases. That is the weekly series where I talk about all the new makeup that's been announced, released, and I don't know, sneak peeked in the makeup community, and we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you tried this brand? Is the brand on your radar? I will say now that I saw on the website about the brows and lips upcoming, that's really interesting. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you tomorrow in a new video. Bye!